Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
Literally about 5 hours ago, I was playing Benji's drum kit. Now I'm just stood on the side of the motorway watching the lorries go by.
Spotlights on, microphones on, the Zoom call is on. It's Drum and Drummer.
Good. Did you just think that up, or was
Yeah,
that
I just thinked it up.
that was good? Well done for thinking it up.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I've just come off the back of a run of 3 weddings in a row, which is quite exhausting.
Yeah.
Quite exhausting. I'll give you a quick rundown because you asked.
Yeah, go on.
Thursday night, freshman year, Glastonbury. Not the festival.
No, obviously not. It's a wedding.
Wedding venue near Glastonbury. Good gig. Just long drive. Traffic was shit getting there. So back at 2:30 in the morning. You're tired.
Yeah.
Friday, local gig, but was there all day because doing acoustic set. But easy gig. Saturday, mileage low, but on the Isle of Wight.
That's annoying.
Long travel. Didn't see Kasabian on the way home.
No.
It's very
sad.
delayed getting
I'm always
out there.
sad when I don't see Kasabian on the way home from Isle of Wight, you know?
Yeah. They sort of set the standard for return journeys from Fishbourne to Portsmouth Harbour. So, but other than that, mate, I'm good. Olympics have started, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't watched any of it yet.
No.
But I
think you've got to get in there early and just put it on.
Yeah.
Just get it on, and then you're like, oh, archery. And then you're like, fucking, she's hit a 9. She needed a 9 on that one. You know. You got to get into it. You got to get in.
Do you start
early
getting
doors.
critical about people and go, I would have done that better?
I was watching, I think it was judo, right? It was the men's certain weight, the little people doing it was the gold medal match. Don't know anything about judo, right? And they're doing the scrapping and that, oosh, 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 yeah. There's a Japanese guy and a Brazilian guy, right? Oh, what's he done there? He's done something. Flip him over, and then oh, nothing, no point, okay. And then you think they've done the similar thing. Oh, he scored a point. Okay, don't know the difference. That's fine.
Yeah.
As I said, I don't know anything about judo. And then he suddenly does a big flip, bang, lands him. The word ippon comes up. Game over. Right, let's Google what's the ippon.
Yeah.
And then the ippon is a particular move. If you do it, instant win.
Wow.
Yeah. And you're like, okay.
That's amazing.
And then you're watching the women's gold, and you're just like, oh, is she going to go for... Where's the ippon? I want the ippon.
Yeah.
No ippon. But you got to get in
going
it.
to say...
You
Yeah,
know
I
what
thought
I
you were
mean?
going to say, do you almost watch it and go like, why don't they just go for the ippon? If that's instant win,
Well,
just do that.
they might be trying to.
Well,
you know.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Because we were like, oh, it's over. Why is it over? What's happened?
Yeah.
There's still a minute, half an o'clock. Google, ippon, instant win. Oh, okay.
Amazing.
Now I'm always looking for the ippon.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Maybe I'll watch some today. I haven't been really at the flat for a few days, so I haven't really caught it. But maybe I'll get on it. I always feel like I don't really have a telly either. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got channels.
But you have got a telly,
obviously,
haven't you?
But I've got a telly, but I haven't got channels in the conventional sense. So
Right.
it's not. It doesn't feel the same somehow. If
But
I
you
get
can just
a
go on
telly with a-
iPlayer and watch like
Yeah,
BBC.
you can watch it on iPlayer Live. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Of course
So
you can,
like
of course
a
you can, I
telly,
know that.
basically.
But it's just like, look, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to be like, oh no, I'm right, and I'm saying it this way, so everyone can have a laugh on the podcast. I was going to do a whole bit about how I got my tyres done this morning, but let's leave it because we've talked long enough.
We'll do that after.
We have a
One quick question for you though, before we move on. If you were to enter the Olympics, what would you do?
Javelin.
Right, wasn't expecting that.
No, because it just I'm not a man that can sprint. I'm more a stamina guy. So I think why not go for something just off the wall? And
You wouldn't want to do the sea swimming
sea swimming would be cool.
because you
know what
do
I mean?
that normally.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never seen you throw a javelin, so
yeah, but I just think I think it's my ignorant brain thinking I could do that. It's just throwing, innit? Do you know what I mean?
I've
It
used
just
cocktail
seems-
sticks. I use drumsticks.
Yeah,
You know, they're just
It's
bigger
bigger.
versions of them.
exactly.
I
Go
think,
on then,
right,
Ash.
okay, if you're doing the
Yeah.
javelin, right, they should make it a bit more, the Olympics a bit more fun, right?
Yeah,
Because, so I was watching a bit of archery, and obviously,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm an experienced archer now with my field archery day at Centre Parks, right?
yeah,
So they're doing archery, right? And they got the target, boring, 1 to 10, boring, yeah? Like, field archery we were doing, you had to like, I'm not advocating shooting animals, but those rubber animals were the targets. So it's almost like they should make it a bit more like the fun fair. So you got to shoot bottles off a pirate ship that floats across, you know, or shoot a clown's face, or
yeah,
pop balloons or something. And then you could make the javelin a bit more fun because they look like giant cocktail sticks. And you've got to try and land the javelin in the giant sausage, you know?
yeah,
He's got the cheese and the pineapple, you know, like
yeah.
that kind of kind of thing.
Well, yeah, because then it becomes more a game of aim rather than distance, doesn't it? Because surely,
Well, you could have
unless the
several
whole-
sausages of varying size.
Yeah,
You know, he's gone for the tiny sausage at the end there.
yeah,
Swimming, bring in the wave pool. You know what I mean? Bring in a wave machine.
yeah.
You're doing the 200 metre fly.
Mm.
The siren goes off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying the Olympics should be like Centre Parks, but
No.
that's where I'm gaining a lot of my inspiration.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe they come out of a big slide. They come down the rapids to start the swim, you know?
Well, the canoe's
The end-
sort of like the rapids, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
it's-
Canoe's mental because you watch it and you go in, is that oar really doing anything? Do you know what I mean? Because they're just getting battered about like a rag doll. And then it's just like, oh, this little oar will help me, guide me. I mean, it does. It obviously does. But you know what I mean? It just feels like, what, against a current, against water, that little oar.
Against Mother Nature.
Exactly.
Yeah. And her tears of fury.
Right.
Anyway.
We have a guest today.
We certainly do.
The fabulous Lainey. Lainey is someone I know through previous guest of the podcast, James Gillingham. And she recently toured with Royal Blood. We'll discuss all of this in depth, but I just thought, you know, be a great person to have on. And as you said, is someone who is in a band and is doing it, you know? And it's like, it's nice to have those sorts of people on, you know, sort of, don't know. Now you say something.
Yeah, SNAYX, they're one of those bands, you know, they're going up, you know. They're going up out of the trough. They're doing great tour supports, headline shows, big festivals now. The numbers are going up. People are loving what they do. We love what she does. Do you like what we do? Doesn't matter. Let's dive in. Here's our chat with Lainey.
Sorry for the delay, I'll be honest, and maybe this will help it seem more casual. I was just hanging out laundry. It wasn't
That's
anything
okay.
more important than that. Because it's such a nice day, and I was like, I don't want to waste this weather, you know?
Yeah, you
He
got to
was
get
in
the
such a
laundry out.
panic.
Yeah, I
He was
was-
like, "Bear, I said 9:30, but my laundry's going to finish at 9:30 and the sun's out. And if I just... Do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
she'll
I'll
mind?"
just-
You've got to get it out when it's like this.
you do got to get it out, you know? It's it's very important. I want to ask about your tour recently with Royal Blood, with your
Oh,
band.
yeah. Oh, yeah. it was-
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
it's just casual. Oh, those guys, that small band. Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Royal. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you've heard of them as
Um,
well? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How was that?
Oh,
Let's
that
start
was
there.
just like, it was surreal, really. Like, it was just like, I just can't explain it because, like, obviously, I think, well, I started listening. I saw them in Reading and, like, 2015 or something. They were like the second headliner. And and I sort of found them from there. And then I've just been listening to them ever since. And I think I was about 15, 16 or something. And I just became a massive fan of them. And then I used to like go and watch them. I was wanting to see them in Manchester Arena, and went to see them at tram lines and stuff. And I used to buy all their albums and like really keep up with them. And then we got that message through saying we were supporting them, and we were just like, it was like crazy feeling, like such like a full circle moment, definitely.
Yeah.
And they're so nice. They're such a welcoming couple of people. Like they just made us feel so welcome. Like they were like, oh, you can come and chill out in our dressing room whenever you want. And they would just always hang out in our dressing room, and like Benji would bring us shots of tequila like before we went on stage, and like Mike was doing magic tricks with us. Like it was just he's really good at magic, by the way. Mike is, they call him Magic Mike. Yeah, he's so good. I was like, you could do like weddings and stuff. I was like, you're like that good.
not as a singer.
Forget the band. Yeah.
Not as a singer. You can't do.
As a magician. Yeah, he's so. They're so lovely. And Benji let me play on his drum kit, and I was just like, oh my god.
I think I saw the video of that.
Yeah, it was insane. He was like, do you want to come and play on the kit? I was like, yeah, okay. And then he was just like stood watching me play it, and I was honestly, I was absolutely bricking it. So he's just stood watching me, and I'm just like, I don't know what to play now.
Yeah. I've forgotten how to play drums. Yeah.
But it's like when someone says like, just play something, and I'm like, I don't know what to play.
I know. I used to have it when I was a drum teacher, and little students would say, hey, what's the best thing you can play? And I was like, I don't know. What does that mean? You know?
Yeah.
I used to say it to drummers as well. Like, hey, play your best thing. And it's like, I don't know what that means. Fastest?
Yeah, no.
I don't know. But that's amazing. I've got to ask, how did you say like the message came through? So was it like their management?
Who sent that message?
Or?
Yeah. Because I've not got any. So I don't know if they got my number wrong or something. Or
So our agents put us forward for it, for the tour.
Oh, okay.
And then they so obviously they have loads of bands go forward for it, but yeah, they picked us, and we were in a writing session at Ollie's house, our bassist, and Bex, our manager, messaged us, and she was like, are you guys all right to hop on a call at this time? We're like, yeah. So we went on the call with her, and she was like, yeah, you've just been picked to go on tour with Royal Blood. And we were like, oh my god.
Wow.
It was nice because we were like all together in that moment when we found out. So yeah, it was good.
So
how
was
long
this
between the call and the tour?
I think it was about, I want to say about 3 months.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, about 3
So
months.
what are you doing in that 3 months then? That's like, you're probably doing other shows as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're thinking, I don't know, not like the pressures get, is there anything, oh, right, we need to be X, Y, and Z ready for this, or?
We play so much that it's just like, there's not, like obviously I suppose there's like some preparation going into it, but I think we just play so much that we've just got the set like nailed anyway, like all of the songs. We actually, I haven't said, well, we did have pre-production because we had a new sound engineer and tour manager come out with us, so we had to do like a day of pre-production with him so we can like get everything dialed in. Oh yeah, because I started using like gated drum triggers as well. We got them for the Royal Blood tour, so yeah, it just makes them sound like super like crisp and nice.
Yeah.
So, but we did have to think of like a set list that would go down well with Royal Blood fans as well. That's the thing when you go in with different bands, you're like looking at all your songs and you're like, what's going to fit, what's going to resonate the most with the fans. So
how do you do that then? Is it more a case of you go, well, this one has more riffs, so maybe we'll do that, or is it something
yes,
like that?
Sort of, yeah. Like with the, let's just say like Billy Talent, when we went on tour with them, it's sort of like all of the like fast punchy stuff that we would play, because obviously Billy Talent are like pop punk, so we were playing all like the fast stuff. And then Royal Blood, we did use the more riffy and melodic songs that we have, because obviously that's what their fan base like, obviously, because they're at a Royal Blood show. So yeah, it's sort of like picking what's going to fit best with which fan group, so we can pick up as many fans as possible, basically.
Exactly.
Do you
Exactly.
see much of a spike after you do these tours?
Yeah, we get like, we check our following and stuff, and it does go up, and we get loads of people coming up after and being like, oh, I'd never heard of you guys until today, and now we love you, we're going to come to your next show whenever you're here. So yeah, we do get a lot of that. And like when we do like other shows, like festivals, they'll be like, oh, I saw you with Billy Talent, or I saw you with Raw Blood, and now I'm here to see you, because so we do get like which is nice.
Yeah, that is nice. I've got to say, I was playing tennis with James the other day.
Yeah.
And he was saying that someone was holding a sign for you the other day. Is that right?
It was really cool. Yeah, I've not had a sign yet. It was at Royal Blood, actually. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was one in Germany. But what did it say? It was like, Lainey, I think you're really cool. Can I please have a drumstick?
Amazing.
I was like, that's very nice. So I gave him a drumstick.
Well, yeah, it'd be rude not to. After
Be rude not to. Like, no.
Yeah.
No, this is my chance
Very
to be
expensive.
this is my chance to be a diva here and not give it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I gonna? This is the sliding
which
doors.
path do I choose?
Yeah. Angel and devil.
Yeah, exactly. Was it? I got to ask. Was it their 10th anniversary album tour that you were doing, or was this just?
It was, yes. So one of them, the Berlin one, was part of it, of the 10th anniversary tour, but the others weren't.
Okay.
But I would have loved to have stayed for the 10th anniversary one. We had a bit of a nightmare because after Berlin, we had to drive straight back after our set to go to 2000 Trees, because we were playing on the main stage at 1 p.m. the next day. So literally at 9 p.m. it was like 8:30 when we came up. So we like loaded up the van, like packed down really, really fast. It was so stressful. It's like quickly loading off, quickly packing our stuff down. And then we go to load out, and it's absolutely like torrential rain as we're loading out. And we're like, oh, this is like just typical. We have a bit of a joke that we've got like a string of bad luck in our band. But yeah, we set off, and then we broke down at about 12:30 at night.
Wow.
And we were stranded on the side of the Autobahn for 7 hours. So
wow.
We missed our 2000 Trees set, and we missed watching the 10th anniversary show as well. So,
oh shit.
Yeah,
that's it. If you'd have known that was you could have just stayed and watched Royal Blood.
Could have just stayed and watched them, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it took us 32 hours to get home that night. That was fun.
Wow. So how long were you stranded in Germany for?
So we were on the side of the motorway from 12:30 till about 7:30, I think. So in the morning, so 7 hours. It was really weird. We just weren't getting rescued. Like, we were just trying to ring like pickups and like obviously like the breakdown recovery, and then we ended up calling the police in the end, because we were like, no one's coming to save us. And we were like, this is actually an emergency now. It's like light outside, and we've just not slept. We just stood outside like on the motorway. But eventually we got picked up. But it was a long time. And then we got taken to a garage, like the nearest garage. And then we knew our manager knew someone in Germany who came to rescue us in his van, which was, he actually hired one to rescue us. He was an absolute legend. So yeah, we waited another like 6 hours for him. And then it was a 7-hour drive from there to Calais. So
wow.
Yeah, we got back very, 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 very late.
So let's talk about this band. Pronounce SNAYX?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. For a second I read it as SNAYX, and Ben was like, I don't think it's SNAYX.
No, we do. We get that so much, and we've had t-shirts and bags designed with that says snacks on them. So we just like play on it a little bit, because we do get it loads.
Add that to the bad luck. No one can say the name right.
Well, George said to me before, he was like, I'm not sure if it's snacks or... And I just looked on Instagram and I was like, well, there's 3 snake emojis. And on your Spotify, it says SNAYX, not SNAYX. I was like, I think
Yeah.
it's SNAYX.
This is why we have to be a duo for the podcast, because otherwise we can't. We need two for the research. So let's talk about this band. I'm assuming this is your main band. This is your main thing.
Yeah.
How long have you been with it?
So I joined in about, I want to say, I think it was October 21 was the first gig I played with them. But I was just a session drummer for a long time. So I was I'm from like Sheffield originally, and I was on a lineup with SNAYX on it. And they basically saw me play and they said, do you do any session work? And I'd never done any session work. And I was like, it was just after lockdown and I was sort of in a yes mode. I was just like, I'm just going to say yes to anything now, because I've just been locked in for like 2 years. So I was like, I mean, I can if you want me to. So yeah, that it was sort of like a whim. I was just like, yeah, okay, I'll do some session work. And then I played a gig with them in Hove and in London in October 2021. And then I just sort of stuck with them. I think I was going to be their normal drummer, not the normal drummer, the northern drummer. I was going to be their northern drummer. And then they were going to have someone for the southern gigs to separate it off a little bit. But yeah, then I just ended up doing all of them after that. So yeah, I've been playing with them for it'll be 3 years this year. So, but I actually joined last year in like May. I want to say May sort of time. That's when I actually officially joined the band. So
were you living in Sheffield up until recently then?
Yeah, I only moved down about a year ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just sort of like, as it started getting a lot busier last year, and I was just constantly on a train up and down, crashing at people's houses. Like, so then I was
as in the band started getting busier.
Yeah, the band started getting busier. Yeah.
Oh, so it's almost the band was the reason to come down.
Yeah,
south.
I'd say so. Yeah, but I was sort of like, well, I've lived in Sheffield since I was 10, so it might be time for a bit of a change anyway. So, and then I sort of started making friends and stuff down here as well. And I was like, well, I'll just move down. I may as well. I'm always down here. And but I had a bit of when I first started the move, I ended up getting a job in Brighton that was part-time. But I also had a job in Sheffield that was part-time. But obviously I couldn't move down to Brighton with a part-time job because that's not going to pay any rent. So I was commuting every week, like twice a week. So I'd do my Sheffield part-time job in the week, and then I'd come down to Brighton on a weekend and do the pub job, and then go back up to Sheffield on the Monday. And I was doing that for about a month, and that was a crazy time.
Yeah, that is mental. What was the job in Sheffield, if you don't mind me asking?
I worked at a cost of living. What was it called? It was sort of like advice and stuff on like the cost of living and all that. We had like people come up and ask us questions about different things like food banks and stuff. And we had like a lot of homeless people come in because we'd have like free teas and coffees, and we'd just basically signpost people to the right place for whatever they needed. So
nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's sweet. I was going to say, so let's talk about you. What's your background in drumming, and how did you get into drumming, and how did this career start? And
so it was literally a whim. I was sat in a hairdresser's, and there was I've always been into music. I started playing the cello when I was about 7, and then I started playing guitar when I was 12. And I really, really got into the guitar. Like I was learning loads and loads of songs, and I thought that was it after the guitar. I was like, that's it. But then I was 16. I was quite late when I started learning drums, actually. I was sat in a hairdresser, and there was a poster in the door, and it was advertising drum lessons. And it was like, the first lesson is free. And I was like, well, I may as well go and give it a go. So I did. I went and tried it out, and then I loved it. I was like, oh my God, this is so fun. I just love hitting things. Yeah, and then I just was going every week after that. So yeah, I just carried on. I went to college, and I actually got into college on guitar because at that point I'd still not had a drum lesson because it was like summertime. It was like summertime I started learning drums, and obviously to get into college it was like, I don't know, I probably auditioned in like March or something. And then I got into college thinking I was going to go on guitar because I'd only had 2 drum lessons at that point, I think 2 or 3. And then there were literally no drummers in this class, and they were like, we need more drummers. And I was like, well, I've had like 2 lessons. And they were like, okay, you can go on drums then. I was like, okay.
You're the
So
best drummer we have from 2
yeah.
lessons. Yeah.
So yeah, I that sort of forced me to sort of play more. So yeah, I was playing all the time after that. So yeah.
Amazing. So was that a college in Sheffield, I assume?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
so at that point, did you start playing in bands? And
yeah, I started playing in a band we called ourselves, what did we call ourselves? Blue Elephant.
Amazing.
It was just it was really fun. Cause we were like, how old were we at this point? I think I was 17. I think they were a bit older. They were like 18. It was just like, we just sort of did it for fun, really. It was just really good. We would just go and play like these little local gigs, and it really helped me actually, I think, gain experience at a young age, like gigging. Yeah, it was really fun. We were just really good friends, and we just always used to get really drunk and play gigs. So yeah, it was good.
I know Ben's a big Billy Talent fan. Anything you want to ask Ben about that tour?
No, I just, I'm incredibly jealous. No, I just love that band. So yeah,
they're really
that's
good.
awesome that you got to open shows for them.
They were so good. They're really, really nice as well. Really, really nice bunch of people. Yeah, again, they were really welcoming, and they were like chatting with us, and they're so good live. Like, they were really, really good live. But I think, they're so like, their whole team and everyone working with them was so efficient. I think they said they had was it like 18 years? I think they've had their stage crew and management and stuff like that. I'm sure they said it's been 18 years, and you could really tell because it's like they're so like on it, like sound check. They'd already done sound checking by the time we got there. And like when they finished, it was just like everything was already packed away after like 15 minutes. And we're like, oh my God, this is like crazy. Yeah, they had a whole system, and they know what they're doing. Like, they're so.
It is it is noticeable. I used to be I don't even know what they're called, a level below being a roadie, basically. So I was the person that brought the flight cases in at gigs at Brighton Centre.
Okay.
And I remember like Status Quo. It was like the same guys had been doing the tour for 40 years, and it was like clockwork. But then there'd be like a new band, say like maybe not a new band, but someone like Westlife, and no one really knew what was going on. Everyone was arguing because it was clearly like a new crew, and you kind of, I don't know, you don't think about it, but like, I can imagine
arguing over
talent.
How to store the 5 stalls in the band.
Yeah,
exactly.
We need the stalls for the key change. They're up, right?
Yeah.
Now we need it right.
Shit, where's the 5th one? Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's you don't think about that, but you're like, oh my God, that must just add so much to it, you got, because I feel like Billy Talent, they are just like just almost in the way Royal Bloods are becoming, one of those bands that they're just there now, they've been touring for years, and they just know how to do it. And
well, I mean, George, you look at how efficient we are at getting wedding gigs packed away. And it's just 12 years of doing it. You know exactly like how to set things up to make them quick to pack down, what order to put things in. No surprise, Billy Talent's crew have worked it out by now.
Yeah.
I'll also just say, I think that first album for me is one of the best sounding records ever made. Just putting it out there.
I haven't listened to them much,
you haven't.
So I'll put them on the list though.
That first album.
I haven't listened to whole albums.
The drums, the guitar, it's so tight and punchy and clear and fat all at the same time. Brilliant.
Oh, I'll have to listen to it in full. I've sort of listened to. I've not listened to like an album of theirs. I've just sort of listened to little bits. I'm a fake.
I'm showing my age. You see, I'm showing my age.
Me and Lainey will go away and do our homework, Ben.
I went to our price and I bought the CD and I put it in the Peugeot 106.
let's move the subject on to. Can we talk about James
Yeah.
Gillingham? Why not? I mean, you're
Let's talk
dating
about him.
you're with a drummer. You know?
I am. Yeah. with
Like
them.
how
Who
is
we've had on
that?
the show.
'Cause
Let's make that clear as well.
who we've had on the
George.
show. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know whether to cut this bit out, but you're also a non-burper as well.
I am a non-burper, yeah.
Is
So
that how you two met?
It was literally one of the first things we spoke about, actually, I remember. Because he was just he was just like looking at me, and then he goes, "Can you not burp?" And I went, "No," and he went, "Oh, I can tell." I was like, okay.
What were you doing? Were you doing? Because
Where were you at this point? Where did you meet?
So we actually met. The first time we met was at Muff Club. We played a gig. Our bands are on the same lineup in London in August 2022. And we've just been mutuals ever since then. But then we actually met last year.
The No
What did we
Burp Club.
do? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I was out for drinks, and we'd been like texting a little bit for the last couple of days. And I was like, that was at that point where I was in between Sheffield and Brighton, and I just got the train down from Sheffield, went to work, and then I went out with my bassist Ollie. And I was like, "Are you out?" And he was like, "Yeah." So we just met up for a drink. But yeah, we were at Green Door at that point when he said, "Can you burp?" And I said, "No."
Had you just had a very gassy beer or something at that point, or?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't affect me as much as it affects a lot of other people, because I know James really suffers with it. But it doesn't affect me that much, I don't think. I sort of just carry on as normal. But I do this really weird thing. And my band take the piss out of me all the time, because I'm just like, I sort of get an air thing come up, and I go like I make the noise as if I'm burping, but I don't actually burp. But there's something quite satisfying just doing it, like doing that noise. It makes me feel like I'm doing something rather than nothing.
Yeah, me too. And what's funny is, I don't know if you get this, whenever I make that noise, because I've told everyone that I can't burp now, and they go, "Oh my God, was that a burp?" And I'm like, no, it's still just the just the pretend noise. Nothing can.
Yeah, I think it runs in the family. My mum can't burp either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think she's passed it down. Because my brother used to try and teach me all the time when I was little, because I was really jealous, because my brothers do really, really loud burps, and I was like, that looks like so satisfying. I was like, I wish I could do that. And they used to like sit down with me and try and teach me how to burp, and I could just never ever do it.
I look at people on nights out when I've had 3 Guinnesses, and I'm just like, I'm gonna have to go home now, not because I'm drunk, but because I'm bloated, you know. And you see someone do a big burp after having a pint, you're like, God,
I know,
amazing.
Yeah, because James gets that as well. He has to like stop drinking, but I just don't stop drinking.
No, that's fair enough. Just power through.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I don't know if James told you, him and I did the Sprite challenge last year or something, where you have to drink a bottle of Sprite. And
that sounds awful.
We were planning it, and we actually had to plan it on a day where we knew we didn't have to do anything for a few hours, because
oh God.
There's a video of it. I'll send you it afterwards. But it's
send the video.
We were just bloated and couldn't move and felt really sick, but couldn't do anything about it. And but yeah, anyway, enough about that. How is it living with a drummer? Is it loud or is it fine?
It's actually fine. We don't have. So obviously James has his studio, which he goes and drums in, and he leaves his drums there. But I actually don't have any storage for my drums. They're just sort of stacked up in the corner of the living room, along with loads of hardware and drum heads and cymbals. I've got a lot. It ruins the vibe of the living room, I won't lie, but there's not much I can do about it at the moment. But yeah, it's quiet. We're quite a chilled out, quiet couple, actually.
Is there any like healthy competition between you as drummers, or?
No, someone asked me this.
Someone's just tapping on the table, and the other one's like, "Oh, I think I'm going to go a bit faster than it actually."
No, there isn't any competition. No, he always wants to like jam with me in his studio, because he's got like 3 drum kits in there, and he's like, "You get on that one, and I'll get on this one, and we'll play together." But I just won't play. I won't play in front of him. Actually, I mean, obviously, I'll play at a gig, because I have no choice. I can't not play. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit nervous. He's just so, I don't know. He's a drum teacher, isn't he? So like, I don't know. I'm like,
and he's really good. I don't worry.
He's so good.
I had it as well, because I rented his studio for a little while, and I remember the first time I went round, and he was showing me something. He's like, check out this snare, and then he played on it, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know you were that good. And this is gonna be a great episode for him to listen to if you listen to this.
Yeah.
But I was showing him something I'd learned recently, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm quite embarrassed. I feel quite shy trying to show. I'm like, check this. I was like, oh no, maybe I can. No, actually, oh sorry, I haven't warmed up. It's weird. Maybe it's just drummers playing in front of other drummers. You can get a bit.
Yeah, I think there's always a bit of like a barrier up, isn't there? When there's another, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Maybe
So much of it is the situation, though, isn't it? Because if you're on stage playing your songs with your band,
yeah, so
no
like
problem. But in an intimate,
Yeah.
quiet room, and then you suddenly, it's like when you go and try drum stuff up out the shop.
oh,
and then
that's
you're
my
suddenly like,
nightmare.
oh, I've got to
Yeah.
play this, and there's just like a family walking around.
Yeah.
And then if you're not, it's never set up how you want it, and then you're just like,
No.
oh, I think I've just shown myself to be rubbish. I'm good, I promise. I promise I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's my worst thing. It's like I said earlier when someone's like, oh yeah, just here's the drum kit, go on. I'm like, I just crumble under pressure. I'm like, oh god,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
And especially if that person is Ben from Royal Blood, and he's just said, play on my kit,
Oh yeah, it was so nice of him to let me play on his kit. It was such an amazing moment, but my god, I was.
Was there
shitting
anything on it
myself.
you were like, nah, I wouldn't have it like that? That rack's a bit out, mate. You need to sort that out.
No, it was quite good actually. It was really set up as well, like how I would, I felt really like instantly comfortable behind it actually, which was nice. Yeah, it was a good kit.
What kit have you got? Let's talk about your kit.
I've got a Natal kit. I've got like a maple Natal kit. It's pink and sparkly.
Love it.
I got it custom made actually. It was so I was playing what was I doing? Last year I played a gig and it was Lambrini Girls and SNAYX, and I was drumming for Lambrini Girls as well at that time. I just did it. I've done like a few gigs with them, like just sessioning. I did two gigs in like one show basically. I think it went SNAYX and then Lambrini Girls, so I did like it back to back. And then the rep from Natal was there, George. He's absolutely lovely, and I think he saw me play both gigs and was like, "Oh, we want you." So yeah, he organised me to go down to the warehouse. It's like the Marshall warehouse. It's the same thing, and yeah, it's really nice. He showed me around the warehouse. I saw all the amps being made, and yeah, took me to the drum bit, and he was like, right, try out all these different woods and then tell me what you want in what colour. And I was like, oh, I like this one. I like the maple one, but pink and sparkly, please. So yeah, I've just got that, and it's like, it's so good. I love it. It's such a good kit. Like, it looks amazing, and like it sounds really good as well. It's a really good sounding kit. So yeah, I'm really happy with it.
What cymbals have you got as well? Let's talk here.
This is the thing with the cymbals at the moment. So I was using Zildjian cymbals, but they got so. Can I swear on here?
Do what the fuck you want, Lainey.
Okay. So they got so fucked up, and I think we were on tour. Well, we were on the European tour with Kika Pichi back in like April. I was hitting the cymbals and you just couldn't hear anything. I was like really like twatting them. I was like, nothing's coming out of these. Like, they're so quiet. And I was,
really?
Oh god, like they were so messed up. Like James will tell you how messed up my cymbals were. They were just cracks all around them. One of them had like a crack. What are they called in the middle? When they go like around the middle. There's like a name for it, isn't there? But I can't remember what it is.
Probably,
but yeah. So, but cymbals are expensive. I was like, we can't afford to get like, because we're basically waiting for like an endorsement or something in the near future. So we were like, right, we'll just get a random set of cymbals for now, because I was using Zildjian A's, which I really, really liked. And then, but now I'm using, so our manager knows someone our manager always knows someone. Everything I said is like, oh, Bex knows someone. But she knew someone who had some cymbals. And they were going, like the whole set went for £500 secondhand. So we just got those ones. And they are, a few of them are Zildjian custom A's. And then I've got one like Sabian Stevie White Crash as well. Steve White?
Ooh.
Steve White Crash?
Yeah.
So yeah, we just got them for now. But I've actually, I don't know whether, I think I can say it. I don't see why not. But I've just got a deal with Zildjian a couple of weeks ago. So
wow.
That's gonna be great. So I'm gonna organise a day to go down to the vault and pick some out, basically.
Amazing.
Yeah,
awesome.
that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
because I am a Zildjian girl, so
You can sneak us out
like
one as well.
Oh yeah.
We'll let you know our order. You can just
Okay.
pop an extra in the bag. Sorry, did you take another symbol? Don't worry about it. There's this podcast, yeah? Talk to them. Well, with SNAYX, the level you guys are at, you've got big streaming numbers, big tour supports, like main stage at the sort of mid-level festivals like 2000 Trees. I'm wondering if there's like, in reality, is there, I'm trying to phrase this right, what does that mean for you as a person in terms of being able to afford to live, your schedule? Are you working in between tours? Kind of, I think it's quite easy for people to see a band doing well and go, well, that's it. That's all they do. That's lots of money or...
Yeah.
But we all, once you start going into that side of things, you realize how difficult it is, and that even all these big numbers and all these big things doesn't necessarily equate to X, Y, and Z. So I'm just wondering if there's a bit more you could say about like what a lifestyle's like being in a band at the level that SNAYX are at.
So at the level we're currently at, I'm personally really struggling with keeping like work going and being able to pay rent as well as going on all these tours. Like, I feel like arguably at this level, it's harder than it was when we were smaller, because now we're doing loads more. We're going on tours for longer periods of time. We've got all these festivals. So I'm not being like, oh no, like I'm not being like, I don't want to be like, God, no, not these festivals. Oh God. But like, obviously we love doing that. I love doing it, but it's finding time to also work in between and being able to afford to pay my rent and live, basically. And it's really, really tough. Like, when was it? I think like a lot of the time I just come back from a tour and go straight to work in the evening. There's just no time at all to sort of chill. It can be really hard. There's not really much downtime, and it also like trying to fit in personal life as well. Sometimes it's hard. Like, it's all about balance, and I think I'm still trying to figure that out at the moment. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I'm not complaining. It's like the dream. I love doing what I'm doing, but yeah, I feel like at this level, it's getting harder to find time to work and be able to live. So yeah, I'm just sort of trying to figure that out.
I can imagine that, like that. There's a tipping point either way. There's a tipping point when you get to a level where you're being offered big shows, big tours. As you say, that's more time away, less time you can maybe hold down a job or work. Bills are still the same. And then there's a tipping point the other way where the success brings the money that means you can just do the band. So there's that bit in the middle.
Yeah,
I never got to that
really
bit at all.
Stage, yeah. We're at that really awkward bit.
Yeah, and I think I know a band, a very big sort of metalcore band. Some of the stuff they've done, you're like, that's awesome, and it's ridiculous. And then you hear, they just landed back from the US. And then the singer's gone from Heathrow to his job in the NHS.
Yeah, that's
And you're
literally
like, what?
that's what it's like. Yeah, it's crazy. It is mad. Yeah, you don't. I feel like it's not people don't generally, obviously, unless you're in the industry, people don't generally think about that. I think people just are like, oh, they do that full time. That's their job. But it's like, no, we have to work full time as well. It's like having 2 full-time jobs, basically.
Is it like a real comeback down to earth? Like, say you play Download and it's amazing, and then the next day you're at your part-time job. I don't want to say does it ruin it, but does it feel like, oh shit, I'm back to normal life now?
Yeah, it is a massive crash back down to earth for sure. Yeah, because last year we did Download Festival, and that was such, like, the whole day was just really, really good day. And then obviously we played that gig, and it was like, that was one of the best gigs I've ever played. Maybe the best gig I've ever played. Yeah, it was just like such a obviously crazy achievement. And then the next day I'm waking up at 8 o'clock to go to the cost of living hub, giving people advice. And I was just like, oh my God. Obviously that was a good job to have, but like in terms of like helping people out and stuff. But yeah, I was just like, oh well, that was that done. Now I'm back to normal. Back to work.
Advice 1, don't be a musician. Advice 2, don't work in Sheffield and Brighton at the same time.
It's like, I think I need cost of living advice. I need to give it to myself. I suppose we just do it because we love it, hey?
Well, that's what I was going to say. To end on a happy note, you end on you play Download.
It's really good.
Other than it being
exactly
utter shit and making no money, it's great.
It's like money's not everything as well. Like, I think money comes and goes, but memories last forever. Not to be cheesy, but it's so true. Like I'd rather be like old, talking to the grandkids about my time in breaking down in Germany and going on tour with these big bands and doing festivals than, I don't know, buying them a new laptop.
Tell them about you were on this legendary podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Remember when I was on Drum and Drummer?
Exactly. Ben,
before it moved to TV. I think we'll move on to our final question. Lainey, who is your favourite delivery company?
Deliver what, like food or
whatever you want?
Whatever you want.
Oh, I've never thought about this.
See,
no one has.
Favorite delivery company. Amazon are quite efficient if you've got Prime.
Yeah, they are. Cool.
They're very reliable.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any bad delivery stories?
I do actually have one.
Perfect.
I was really, really hungover one morning. I'd just been on a weekend thing. I was out all weekend. This was a few years ago. And I was too lazy. I literally live on a road where it's like a main road and there are shops everywhere. And I was too hungover to get up and walk 5 minutes to the shop. So I ordered what do you call it? Like an Uber Eats, but from a shop. So I really wanted some orange juice. What did I get? I think I got 2 cartons of orange juice because I needed 2 cartons of orange juice. I remember thinking I need lots of orange juice and something else and a packet of Monster Munch. And
is this? Can I just ask? Is this Bee Livery? Is that what the company's called? Bee Livery?
No. It was like Uber Eats or something like that, or Deliveroo.
Oh, it was actually Uber Eats. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it was one of those. So yeah, I ordered loads of stuff from a shop, and then they got there. The delivery driver was there, and I get a notification. And it's like, oh, we didn't have everything in stock for you, and we're now putting a charge on for a small delivery fee. And I was like, hang on, what have they not got? Because I want to cancel this order then. And they literally, all they had in this shop that I ordered was a packet of Monster Munch. And I was like, no, I can't. And it was like £5 altogether, this whole thing. And I was like, no, I need to delete this. And obviously, because the driver was already there, I could not cancel it. And it was so embarrassing. Driver coming up to the front door with just handing me over a packet of Monster Munch. And it was like, I was so, and you're just hungover as well. And I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
this is the most disappointing thing ever. It was embarrassing. And I spent £5 on a packet of Monster Munch.
Was it even a big bag,
pickled
or
onion?
was it just a?
It was, to be fair, it was a grab bag. But still, it was a lot of money.
Yeah. Was it pickled onion? Ben said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, gotta be. That's devastating. If you're because you're probably almost salivating at that point, going, "Oh, just get that orange juice inside me," and then instead you get the crisps that arguably need orange juice more than anything.
The dry maize-based snack Monster Munch.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
really dry.
Yeah, I
out
was
there.
very disappointed.
Yeah.
That was the worst. It was just
So
like
is
that
it-
moment. It's just handing it over to me. I just got a packet of crisps
There you
delivered. It's horrible.
For £5. Wow.
Yeah, £5 packet of crisps.
Is that a tried and tested hangover cure for yourself? Orange juice and Monster Munch?
I tried to try it and it didn't work that morning, and just was needing orange juice. I was just like, I need orange juice, but I'll try it another time. I'll try it again, but
Yeah.
I
Get
tried and
smashed
failed.
tonight, and then
I'll let you know tomorrow.
but get the orange juice and the Monster Munch in first.
Yeah, I'll get it in ready, and then
I had a friend who swore by a hangover cure, a Dr. Pepper and Worcester sauce wheat crunchies. That was his.
Yeah, I can
What's
see
the
that.
sauce sweet crunchies?
I
I
didn't
think
know
they
that
were
was a
definitely
thing
wheat
either.
crunchies. I think it was Worcester
I've
sauce.
never heard
flavour.
of that.
I've only ever had bacon ones, I think.
I ate them while listening to my Billy Talent CD. I'm old.
You know what? This is something I've found about. I'm not old, but as you get older, like noticing friends have like planned hangover days, because I find I'll just go out and then get pissed and then not be able to burp, and then the next day have a load of things on, and I'm like, oh shit, why did I not account for this? But I'll know people that will be like, if they know they're going out, they're like, right, I've got a whole day. I'm not going to do anything. I'm watching this film. I have this food. I have this drink. And I'm like, I need to start being a bit more like that, because
Honestly,
I
with
quite
me and my
like it.
friends now, it's age, and most of my mates have children. It's now, right, let's go out. Let's look at November and make sure, and then you make sure everyone's not got anything on that weekend. We'll go out Friday, not going to book any work. Can't do it. Don't want to do a gig hungover.
Yeah,
What happens?
exactly.
Yeah. I
Um,
think that's the same with my schedule. I feel like me and my friend were trying to organise a day where we were both free, and then literally every single weekend we picked, I was away for it, and I was like, okay, maybe we'll not go out. We'll try in September.
yeah, I don't even know when that started happening. I think when everyone got jobs, but it's all of a sudden it just felt like that. Like, next month? No, what about the month after? Maybe. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to find time to see friends and stuff.
Especially
It
with
is
all
hard.
those
I just-
normies who work Monday to Friday.
Yeah. I
Do
usually
this
just
thing
get a
on
text.
Saturday? No, I can't. Saturday in August, you're having a laugh.
Yeah. I'll get a text from James saying, do you want to play tennis now? And I go, yes. That's how I meet up with you.
Yeah.
But that's
Like
about
a
it.
spontaneous tennis game.
Lainey, where can people find you? And what have you got coming up next with SNAYX?
So you can find us on Instagram and X. I always almost say Twitter. Instagram and X on SNAYX_UK. And we're on Facebook, SNAYX. And what have we got coming up? Oh, Spotify. God, we're on Spotify. Listen to us on that. And lots of other platforms. iTunes. No, not iTunes. Oh my God, I feel old. Apple Music. Apple Music.
Granddad. Yeah.
All the we're basically on all the streaming platforms. And what have we got? We've got a headline tour in October. So no, September, October. We're doing a UK headline tour. You want to come along and see us?
Definitely.
I think that's
Awesome.
it.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed it.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Lovely
great.
chat. And as you said, SNAYX are on their way. And should we go to a gig together?
Let's have a
You're a
look
man
in the
that never
diaries,
goes to
boy.
gigs. But yeah, we'll find one. If there's a Brighton date, have some
Or
Ginai.
Portsmouth.
Well, yeah, but when are you going to come and visit me, you know?
When
I've
are
been
you
here
gonna
for
make
4
it worth
years.
it?
I think SNAYX are worth it. Yeah, no, brilliant chat. And everyone go and check out SNAYX. Do you want to hear about tyres?
I do. I was just thinking if I could segue it. I was just thinking if I could
I know,
segue
I was
it,
going to say
mate.
something about being tired, but I'm actually all right today.
Well, I sometimes you can't ignore the thought train of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to go snakes. Snakes on a plane. Planes have wheels. The wheels have tyres.
Yep.
Go.
There you go. So I knew we were doing the interview this morning at 9:30, and I left work at 8 a.m. because I slept in at work. And I went, right, okay, let's see if I can get my tyres done before the interview. Tyre place opens at 8:30. Great reviews, 5-star on Google.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I was
Just a
like,
reminder, go give us 5 stars.
Well, yeah, quick reminder. We're up to 18 5-star reviews on Spotify.
Really?
So,
Is that
add to
all?
that if you're listening. And so I called them up and I said, hi, I've got a slow puncture, I feel. You know, are you able to, have you got any availability today? And the guy went, yeah, we're not doing anything, just come down. And I went, great, amazing business, right? Like, you know, just, yeah, God, you're the first customer we've had in weeks, you know. So I turn up. I thought it'd be like when you take your car to the garage and they go, okay, cool, well, we'll have it done by 2 or whatever, you know, we'll call you. No, I brought it in and he immediately starts cranking the car up, takes it off, goes, oh, yeah, it's all worn to shit, mate. And he goes, oh, and that, there's a pin or something in it. And he was like, I could repair it. I was like, it's fine, just if you want to just put a new one on. He's like, yeah, cool. And I was in and out in like 5 minutes. And then I got back to the flat at like 9. I was like, oh, great. You know,
They're like the
I can have a
fast
coffee.
food of car
Yeah,
maintenance.
it's amazing. I was like,
Just bosh,
I
go
just
in.
wasn't prepared. Yeah.
Yeah. Slap some new tyres on.
Yeah.
See you later.
I mean,
it's
'cause,
the
you know,
closest we'll get to a Formula 1 pit stop.
It was. Yeah. It was amazing. I was so mentally prepared to have to wait all day. Oh, when do I've got to go back in? And I'm like, no, you know, now I've got a day. This is great. But that's all I want to say about tyres. You know, it could have been a mad morning. Even as he was taking the things off, I was going, shit, is this going to take a while? Will I have to push the interview back, you know, and have to say to the guy, I'm really sorry, I've got a podcast and I've got to go and interview something. He'd be like, what? But no, straight away, straight out. So,
and then he goes, I did recognise your voice, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, yeah. That is my favourite show.
On me.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
But yeah. I mean, you know, we've got more guests coming up. We've kind of gone a bit guest mad recently. So it kind of ebbs and flows. So I hope you enjoyed today if you're listening.
Yes.
And there will be
go
more
give us
of
5
this
stars
in the future. Go and give
Please.
us 5 stars. Yeah,
Follow
please.
us on the old gra- I think we just
For the
crossed
love of God.
the 300 Instagram followers.
Yes,
recently.
we did.
That's nice. Stockholm 297 for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think the episode with Bob Knight helped that. So yeah. So
Yeah, we
let's
got
see
a
what
lot
happens.
of praise for that episode. Should all be
Yeah, it was very
directed to
nice.
Bob.
Yeah.
Not to us, but
If you listen to the episode, he obviously carries it fantastically, but also there was some points where I listened and I'd ask a question that wasn't remotely a good question, or had I even finished the question, and he would sort of say something brilliant. So thank you, Bob, for that. You know, for giving us a good ep.
big time.
And,
Well, yeah,
and
go
thank you, Lainey.
go rate us, give us a review, follow us on Instagram.
Yeah,
You know, subscribe to the show, tell your friends.
and check out SNAYX and give them a follow. Give Lainey a follow if you need a drummer. And go and see them in any tour they're on. But we'll be there. I'll be there at least in the autumn season, seeing them live.
Well, I'm going to slither off. think I
Good.
did. Yeah.
it's good.
Just trying to think of
That's very
more.
SNAYX.
Saturday. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.